3 problems with owning an Airbnb that no one talks about. In this episode, we are going to get real. I'm going to share with you the truth of owning Airbnb properties, actually doing this business, and talk to you about something that no one talks about. And it's about to get real. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. You gotta get it done, or you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
I've been hosting Airbnb for about 5 years, and I even wrote the book on this, okay? B&B Millionaire Secrets. And even in that book, it doesn't talk about what I'm going to be talking about with you today. So I'm going to give you the 3 hard truths of it, 3 problems that no one talks about, and I'm just going to get right to it. Again, this is the truth, and we're going to get right to it. So number 3, it does not work everywhere. I know there are so many people being positive and telling you need to get into this Airbnb business and that it is the business for you. But the truth of the matter is, I have now done this business across probably 10, 12 different states, even outside of this country, and been involved with different people's Airbnbs in this country, not in this country. And the hard, cold truth is it just does not work everywhere. There are different places that are starting to put different laws and regulations, and people don't travel there enough, or it's too seasonal. And so for it to really be your business and for you to turn your long-term rental, your vacant, empty rental properties into like short-term rentals, Airbnbs, is sometimes problematic. And just some places in the country, it just does not work. Maybe it's too rural. There's not enough tourism. There's not enough travel there. There's not enough traveling nurses, or there's no hospitals or IT. There's some certain economics and economies and industries that need to be in the area that you have Airbnbs. It's not just about being in a vacation area or being near a lake or a beach or some resort. That's really not all of what the business truly has to offer and where most of your money is made. In many cases, you have to keep your properties booked all the time. So you need all different types of travel. You want IT people traveling, you want nurses and doctors, you want groups like, football teams and cheerleading squads and all of those different types of tourists and travelers. You want families, it really is a business that requires certain industries. And so this just does not work everywhere. It does not. And I know there are people that think that they can do an Airbnb just anywhere in the world, in any house, in any place, any street, and it just is not true. So certain properties just do not work as an Airbnb. Sometimes they're too far away from hospitals. They're too far away from airports. They're too rural, and you may get some great bookings every now and then, but not consistently enough to really cover all of your expenses, the mortgage, the utilities, just all of it. Or there's not an area where there's enough Airbnbs, and so you don't have the cleaning teams, you don't have enough furniture, like you don't have someone to really help you manage the property. And so it really could just be such a problematic thing. And that's just a hard truth. So it just does not work everywhere. Let me tell you the number 2 problem with Airbnbs. It is more work. Okay. This is not less work. Okay. So when we're talking about Airbnbs, we're talking about short-term rentals, we are combining hospitality with property management, meaning you have guests that you have to take in, you have to check in, you have to message them, you have to make sure they have clean towels and that they're happy, and they may need you to come do something or turn the TV. And so it actually is way more work than most people think. They think that there's absolutely nothing to it. They just put the property on the different websites and they just forget about it. And that is not true. There's more work. There's more taxes. When you are actually doing this as a business and you're going to make lots of money with it, you have to make sure you have your certificate, you have your property filed with the county. And in many cases like ours in this Orlando area, this Osceola County, for example, I've even had properties in Texas and Charlotte and things like that. You have to file a monthly report and pay your taxes every single month. And this is not included in Airbnb or Booking.com or any of those websites. It truly is you having to have the expertise, or someone on your team or you yourself going in to file those reports and paying your taxes, especially like county taxes. So it's more work. It really is more work, not less work. You can't expect to actually, though, make more money and do less work. That's not usually the way things go. I've obviously, they say more money, more, a great responsibility, with great, with great riches, great responsibility. So it's kind of the same thing. If you're going to be renting out your properties and making 2-3 times what you make on a vacant rental property, you're going to be doing more work. It's going to be more things are required of you. So that is a big problem. And let me get to the number one thing, because this is what it is. You don't know what you don't know. So many people get into this business, and I'm gonna tell you just a major problem with this. They just don't invest the time to learn. And if you have an Airbnb business, your reviews, what people say, those 5-star reviews and those comments, that is everything to your business. So if you don't know that people breaking stuff and you just putting it back broken, that's going to be a problem. So people are going to break little knickknacks and things that you have, different decor, things are going to fall off the wall, things are going to get broken, dishes, glasses, plates, forks, knives, and you have to account for those things. And so if you don't know and you're not prepared for some of the things that are going to actually happen in your Airbnb, you're not going to have any bookings, because low reviews and bad reviews, they equal no booking. And that's how the entire algorithm of these sites work. And so people get into this business never studying like the algorithm and what makes my property come up in search results, because I am in competition now. I want my property, in order for it to get booked, people have to see it. So it can't be on the 10th or the 11th page. So how are you getting your property to come up top? To the top of the search results? How are you going to get your property's pictures and make it where someone clicks it, not just looks through it? How are you going to get great reviews and make sure those reviews stay to the top? How are you going to deal with people breaking items and replacing those things? And the thing is, you don't know what you don't know. And so too many people are getting into this business and never learning, just jumping into it because it's an app on their phone, but it's more than an app. It's a real business. And so you have to really learn this business. And that's a big problem for people. I have a solution, though. Obviously, I think that you should invest in yourself before you do any business. I don't think that you should just start a business completely blind. You should take a class, you should take a course, you should, go to seminars, you should connect with other people that are doing that thing. That is how I got to multimillionaire status, getting a mentor and getting classes and educating and investing in myself so that I could be successful. And so I make that same solution to you. I literally, as an Airbnb owner, as a successful entrepreneur with short-term rentals, I show you my properties, and you literally can come to a one-day event, come literally to Orlando, Florida, and see my properties live. It's what we call the New Res Tours. You can go to New Res Tours. That's NUUREZ Tours, TOURS.com, newrestours.com, and literally see my properties in person. We get on a luxury bus. I drive you to them. I show you how we put them together, how much money we spent. We teach you, we give you a workbook. You leave with checklists and all of those things. It's one full day to learn an entire business, so you don't get trapped into these things. Because like I said, you're going to have questions. And before you do any business, if you really want to make money and you're really serious about it, invest in yourself to learn it. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars. You can take one day and really learn this. I want to invite you to New Res Tours, NUUREZ Tours, TOURS.com, newrestours.com. You get to see me in person. This is probably the last time I will be able to show this and show you my properties and do this class, but it is amazing. And this is how people are actually successful in the Airbnb business. And again, I cannot guarantee that you're going to be successful and that you won't have any issues, but at the same time, for any problem that you come up with, I'm really in the business and we have real solutions, and you can learn all of this stuff before you ever start. So you're not blindsided, so you're not caught off guard, and so that you can make the most money up front. That is why you would do this. That is why you would come. It is a very, very inexpensive price. Lunch is included, dinner, breakfast. We give you some breakfast stuff because it's all day. It's a full day of learning. I would love to see you there so that you don't get trapped into these 3 problems of the Airbnb business. I want you to come to New Res Tours. I cannot wait to see you. And this will be it could be the absolute last time I'm able to do this event. So I would love for you to come really learn this business and change your life so that you can be successful. NewResTours.com. Get your tickets today. Save before it is all sold out. Tickets are quickly selling out. And again, it is in person live. I literally will be there teaching, and you really get to see my real properties. I walk my talk. I want you to be there. I can't wait to see you at NewResTours.com. I just want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.